Okay, so after a week's hiatus, I am back with another live show for you all. So, as always, I'll just give a little time for people to jump into the chat. I'll share this back on Facebook and that. So, hello. Yeah, this one's titled The Worst Miniatures GW Currently Sell. That is because, in my opinion, it is these Icefall Yetis. Just horrible, aren't they? Awful. So yeah. So got Jensen Quinn says hail all, and Harry says hail Gunners. Yeah, so I just want to quickly just share this on the Bitzbox page. I just need to move this. J. Thomas says evening, welcome back. I do apologise, I'm trying to write the thing out, I don't know what to say. There we go. And post. Right, okay. Back in the room. So, I guess you can all hear me okay. So, yeah, tonight's focus are these horrible Icefall Yetis. After our last Path to Glory game, and we asked the viewers to decide whether I should add the Yetis or the Frost Sabers. We had all the votes, and there's only a couple, 2 or 3. They said Yetis, so yeah. I have no idea what they're like rules-wise, but miniature-wise they're absolutely hideous. Absolutely terrible. Madco says I'm late. Well, it's only been a couple of minutes, so that's not too bad. I haven't started painting anything yet. So what I've done with these Yetis, I've sprayed them with the army paint of brown, and then I've gone over some of them with Tau Light Ochre, a couple of thin coats on there. Still a couple of little areas on the face and that where primer hasn't really settled, but we'll worry about that later. Got my dry brush ready, because these are actually going to be white, but this is like the colour underneath. And if you look at the GW ones, they're sort of like brown underneath, but with white heavily dry brushed on the fur. So that's what I'm going to try and do. I'm probably going to build that up. We start with Ultra and Grey or something. So that's what I'm going to do. Hope everyone's well. And if you're working on anything this evening, please do let us know. And of course, my email address is at the bottom of the screen. You just about see it. I should change the colour of that font. And then yeah, you can email me at the email address at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to change the colour of that because it... What even is this? How do you change the colour of this? I'm trying to change the colour of it. I guess... Ah, there we go. Hey! Emerald Phantom says, evening. Roger Hack says the Yeti is a horrible figure, but I don't feel worse somehow. Yeah, well, that's a good topic for conversation. What is the worst miniature that GW currently make or has ever made, in people's opinion? That would be quite cool to hear what everyone else thinks on that subject. There probably are worse ones than these, but off the top of my head, I can't think of anything. But yeah, I'd love to hear people's suggestions, and let's be kind as well. let's hear about what people's favourite miniatures are, what they think are the best from the Citadel line. Yeah, that'd be quite a cool topic for this evening. Peter Nicholas says, "Hello peeps, what did I miss?" Not much. I'm just painting these Yetis, and we are discussing the best and worst miniatures that GW do, in our opinions, of course. I was always very fond of the original Khan the Betrayer. I really love that miniature. I love the new one, mind you. The Lariel's probably my favourite. In the current range, at least. It's absolutely amazing miniature. Emerald Phantom says favours definitely Archeon. Yeah, I love that miniature. I'd love to pick that up one day. Jay Thomas says the Ard Boys is the worst. Really? Okay. They're not fantastic, but I don't know. They're not too bad. Madcow says worst is that pig thing with a bull spike tail. What army is that for? The best minis would be some of the new Death Guard miniatures. I really like them. Mad Cow says they're too busy in his opinion. Yeah, I mean, look, I think they look nice, but when it comes to painting them, there's a lot going on. But they're really nice. So Zeus Ledoux, I hope I've pronounced that right, said Nagash for a fave and Fellbats are the worst. Yeah, the Fellbats are well ugly, and Nagash is obviously a gorgeous miniature. I mean, the old Nagash was pretty hideous, but the new one really sort of got the ball rolling for some of their larger kits. And it's absolutely stunning. So I feel I need to go heavier with the dry brush. You can see on this leg and arm where I've gone heavier, that's starting to really get a nice effect. So it's going back up in the chat. Paint Sanctuary says pretty much every single metal mini they still sell are their worst. I personally think the new Bloodfest looks amazing. Yeah, Bloodfest is gorgeous. I think all their larger miniatures are just stunning. J. Tom says he's biased because he's currently painting Destruction and the Ard Boys are too cartoonish. Yeah, I want to get some Ard Boys though. I think that'd be a good addition to my Iron Jaws army. But yeah, I suppose they don't stand toe to toe with the newer miniatures that great. Roger Hack says, "You feel like the current bloodletters are somewhat skinny, not fully representing the raging form of Khorne. Compared to the older ones with the fur, the current ones are Somalides." Did I pronounce that right? Or Somalides? Yeah, they're alright, but they're a bit basic. Sorry, my phone's gone nutty. I'm getting messages for like no one will talk to me all day, and then as soon as I do the live show, everyone wants to be my friend. I've got my iPad here as well, and that's all lighting up. I'm getting behind in the chat. Yeah, J. Thomas says, "Oh, Fellbats are bad." Yeah, they are terrible, aren't they? Peter Nicholas says, "The Death Guard Lord of Contagion," because I'm painting one. Yeah, it's a lovely miniature. The old Great Unclean One model's terrible. Oh, see, I got a soft spot for it because I used to own one. Do you mean the one with the thing coming out of his little big long tongue thing? Or are you thinking older than that? Because I used to love that guy. I guess people voted for the Ice 48s. Yep, they did. They certainly did. Still need to get that bit just on his thigh. I was going to say I need to get between his legs, but Peter Higgins says the Space Marine attack bike. Yeah, what self-respect on the Space Marine wants to be in the sidecar? Yeah, could you imagine? You're this big enhanced super warrior and you're sitting in a sidecar of a motorbike. Still, probably quite fun to use a heavy bolter in that situation. Running around just shooting shit. Okay, so I'll leave that for the first coat. We're going to come back in with a white as well. It's not quite getting as heavy as I wanted it to be. But hopefully another coat of white should do that. Harry says, I just started with a necklace Sphinx which I bought off eBay for €10. Oh, nice. I love the Tomb King stuff. I really miss them. I used to love my Tomb King army. And I'm quite gutted I ever got rid of them. It is a shame they're a retired range, because I really liked them. They could have just got rid of some of the older stuff. But it's a shame. I'd say the worst model as of right now is Phoenix Lord James Zar, and that's Shelltoon TV1. Yeah, that is a good shout. Some of the Phoenix Lord miniatures are just, they really haven't stood the test of time. I'd love to see them all get redone, and the Aspect Warriors. I just hope we do eventually get a nice big Eldar release with all that stuff. Yeah, Jay Thomas says there's a sticky wicket because there's too many choices either side. Yeah, there actually is. More in the worst miniatures than I thought, actually. But it is usually the older ones. There's nothing they've really released recently, like you say, is terrible, is there, I suppose? Like, really, absolutely awful. Or if there is, please share that. Because most of the releases I really like. Oh, Mad Cow sent a picture of a model that he was talking about earlier, so we'll look at that. Paint Sanctuary says, which version of the attack bike? The current one is better than the original. Yeah, the original was horrid. Paint Sanctuary says has an original attack bike in pieces. To repaint at some point, but it's nearly comical. Pete Higgins changes to quads, much more practical looking. Yeah, I mean, I like the idea of getting a land speeder and sticking wheels on it and calling it an attack bike. I've got one sort of half built. Like the Halo sort of Warthog style. That would be much cooler. Paint Sanctuary, scratch built jet bikes. Oh, I've lost a comment. Let's go back up again. And an armourer attack vehicle from Free Bikes, some sprue and plastic card a few years back. That sounds pretty sweet. Craftworld Eldar need a major resculpting update, and they're still using the 1992 stuff. Wow, is that how old some of them are? I suppose they are, aren't they? Wow, that's insane. Sorry, bear with me. I'm just trying to get every little bit on this. Yeah, he's oh, I need to get my window back up. He's yeah, he's getting there. He seems to be progressing a bit better than the first one. I know it's off topic, but it's been bothering me all week. Why are Skaven not part of Destruction Alliance? It makes way more sense for them to be Destruction over Chaos. Yeah, I think it's just a fluff thing, isn't it, with the Horn Rat becoming a Chaos God. But yeah, Destruction could have done with more stuff, and Skaven would have been a good fit for them. Harry says, what makes him angry? Oh, chat keeps going quicker than me. It's like they really had no reason for taking out Tomb Kings. Lovely miniatures and not very old. I mean, look at them ugly zombies they have on the range. Shame to sell them. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Chaos Forsaken set. I really liked that set, and they got rid of that, and that's quite new. They could have got rid of the old skeletons, maybe the chariots, although I like the chariots, and just kept the rest of the range. It is a shame. I sort of kind of understand them scrapping some of the Bretonian stuff, because that's like really old, but yeah, who knows, maybe they've still got the molds and they can bring them back from the dead. No pun intended. But I won't hold that much hope. Anyone remember the old metal Orc Dread? What a load of yeah, they were, weren't they? I do actually remember them. Yeah, Khorne Berserkers. I remember when they first came out. And yeah, they were one of the first multi-part kits. I think it was them, the Tactical Squad, and Orc Boys, I think, were like the first ones, first proper multi-part kits in 40k. The Orc Boys have since had like an upgrade sprue added to them. Obviously the Tactical Squad's been redone a couple of times, but yeah, the Khorne Berserkers are still there, and when they first came out, you know, they were ahead of everything else, and now everything's overtook them. And yeah, they definitely need updating. Yeah, it's the thing, the Tomb Kings weren't that old. Like I say, it's more understandable with Bretonians, but it is a great shame, because I really loved some of their stuff. Oh, pardon me. J. Thomas says he wished GW still produced the Forsaken kits. Yeah, I mean, they were fantastic for bits. They had like a load of sort of god-specific heads and stuff. They were amazing for conversions. So it's a great shame that that set's gone. Combined with the old painting style with no washers and stuff, makes me wonder why I got in the hobby in the first place. Painting, he said, oh my god, the old metal dread, you could kill someone by dropping them on a person. Yeah, I remember the old, I had like the old Chaos one. Massive hunger metal. I think the old Carnifex, like the Screamer Killer thing. It's like, oh. J. Thomas says the Gorilla Beast that pulls the Chaos Chariot. Oh, the Gore Beast. Don't you like it? What is that tiara thing it's wearing? Peter Nicholas says, by the way, I now know what people were talking about a giant snail last time. Yeah, I still haven't picked that up yet, but I will do. I'm looking forward to Mortarion. Next week's show will be me painting Mortarion. Hopefully. Should be. I'll certainly have him built by then, if I manage to get him at the weekend, which I should do. Harry says, I love you for giving Age of Sigmar some love. Yeah, with the Path to Glory's been in the pipeline for a while. Obviously with 8th edition coming out, 40k, we just wanted to have a few games of that on the channel. But yeah, there's probably actually going to be more Age of Sigmar over the coming weeks than 40k. If all going well, we're thinking of trying to get in some Skirmish. We want to do some more Shadow War as well. So yeah, hopefully if we can film soon, that's what we'll be doing, and then obviously we'll be doing more Path to Glory. Madcow says Psychonauts is free on Humble Bundle at the moment. Okay. Paint Sanctuary, I'm looking forward to Necromunda, but otherwise I won't be collecting GW armies, though I will happily paint them for others. Oh, I cannot wait for Necromunda. That's going to be so cool. One of my Blanjitsu warbands I'm going to finish off once Necromunda's out, so I can sort of arm them accordingly to be a Necromunda warband. I think that'll be so cool. That'll sort of fit their theme. And of course, the games sort of come in at awesome. Definitely going to be picking up Necromunda, and almost certainly going to be doing some content for it on the channel as well. Peter says I have great memories of the old 90s Technicolor paint schemes and the old White Dwarfs. I loved the old bright paint schemes. I've got one of our commission painters is doing some of my old Noise Marines for me in quite bright schemes. They're still mainly black, but they're going to have a lot of bright contrasting colours on them. Because I love the old scheme. And the old way of basing your miniatures was just painting them goblin green and sticking some flock on there. Tack line edges, yeah. I have a load of Blood Angels, Space Wolves, Nurgle and Orcs I'm selling off as I sort them out. I haven't sold any of my miniatures for a while. I just can't be bothered. It's nice to have a variety when you're doing like the bat reps and stuff, but I know Wayne and Jeb go through armies and game systems like anything. I used to think the Spider Riders were ugly models, but they've grown on me, especially since the Alloy box came out. Yeah, I think they're quite cool. Squeak the Storm Vermin is here. Says, sorry I'm so late. Well, you're only about 20 odd minutes late. That's not too bad. J. Thomas says probably the next thing he's going to add to his little destruction army. Nice. Peter Nicholas just ordered Blight War as an excuse to get started on an Age of Sigmar army. Awesome. I must admit, I'm enjoying Age of Sigmar a bit more than 40k at the moment. Even though I love 40k. Sorry, I keep dry brushing these out of shot. I'm not used to doing this all like this. I'm enjoying the chat more than the painting at the moment. Paint Sanctuary says, I still give some Scum, Escher and random other Necromunda figs from first edition times. Yeah, I wish I had some. They're so cool. I'm tempted to look on eBay to pick some up, but I bet they're quite expensive. But yeah, I love the old Escher miniatures. I think they're beautiful. Peter Higgins says he didn't play it the first time round, so he may pick up a clan to try, but want them to bring Epic back. Yeah, and there's rumours there's going to be like Titanicus, isn't there? In like the epic scale. I think we'll see all them old games come back eventually. J. Thomas says he's almost tempted to sell his Death Army. Ooh. Death don't get enough love, but I'm sure they will eventually. Peter Nicholas says he'll probably paint the Stormcast and the Nurgle and see which inspires him. Maybe you'll end up collecting both. Stormcaster is a solid choice, as you'd expect. I'd like to see Nurgle get a similar treatment as Tzeentch and Khorne have had with their own book and stuff, and I'm sure that will probably happen eventually. Spider Riders would be amazing if they don't have to fit on square bases. Chayton says need more grots. Squeak says I think the ugliest models are probably Slayers. They start to look really outdated, along with the Night Runners. They're pretty ugly too. Yeah, we restocked the Night Runners this week, and don't stock them very often because they don't really sell that great. And yeah, they're so sort of bulky. We're now stocking the Plague Monks as well. I love the Plague Monks. They're really great miniatures. Peter Higgins says grot tanks. I love grot tanks. Painting Tree says don't have time for much more than skirmish level games. Yeah, that's sometimes a problem, isn't it? All these games taking hours and that. But I like the skirmish type games. I'm glad sort of GW are really sort of understanding that. Like, some people don't have time to play big games of 40k or Age of Sigmar. So I think that's why they're sort of going down this route a bit more. I mean, you've got Skirmish, Shadow War, Necromancer's coming out. So it's really cool. Harry says, so for plans I think we'll go with Caradron, but in the Chaos Dwarf scheme. Sweet. Peter Nicholas says, I'd hope the new Necromunda would include Shadow War type terrain. Yeah, I was really disappointed as well when I looked at that. And they just had like a few little bulkheads in there. It looks like it's more of a board game type thing, doesn't it? But then you can use the Shadow War terrain on it, so... Squeak says he started collecting a new army. Guess which? More Skaven. Different type of Skaven. I'm going to say Chaos. I haven't looked in the comments to see if you've actually answered this. So Peter Nicholas is guessing Orcs. Harry says Stormcast. J. Thomas says Nurgle. Peter says Wood Elves. Peter Nicholas also says he's going to sell off his Eschers but couldn't bear the part. Mad Cow says Bar Shrine of Chaos starting streaming now. Oh, that's really annoying. Yeah, see, I like the Shrine of Chaos as well. I'll catch up with that. But yeah, it's just it's quite sporadic, isn't it? Like Dave will do it now and then. But I'd like to see him do it more regularly, even though it's going to clash with this show. Squeak says, I guess you mean flesh eater quartz. This is freshwater quartz. Cool. They're really good. You'll see in the Path to Glory campaign, no doubt, as Wayne increases, that they're going to get really powerful. The problem with the Epic / Warmaster stuff has always been the cost. GW's overprices on most things, especially the Specialist. Yeah, that's true. Jay Thomas says don't even want to talk about GW pricing right now. Squeak says he's picked up a start collecting, which is an excuse to procrastinate the ghouls. Nice. Yeah, it's not a bad set as well. It's a really good start collecting set. Jay Thomas says $160 for my Primarch. Yeah. Peter Nicholas says always planned to make a themed Death Army, but never got around to it. Do you know what would be a cool theme for a Death Army? Egyptian. They're getting started boxes are the best deals they've given in quite a while. Yeah, that's true. Squeak Stormvermin says gotta go. Might be back later if I can. One of my parents are phoning me. Be back if I can. Okay. Have a nice chat with your parents. Everyone's just saying latest. I've caught up with the chat. Hooray. So, I still need to do just a bit more white, I think, on this guy. So this is how we're looking anyway. Don't want to focus, but still there's some hard to reach areas where I need to get some more white in. So I'm going to have to do that. Where did I put? There we go. So yeah, just trying to get into these hard to reach areas now. So I think I'm going to have to go heavier with some of this dry brushing. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. More white under there now. Harry says those are ugly models, but you managed to make them look cool. Well, I hope they're looking okay. They are crap. And they're fine cast as well, just to add insult to injury. Anyone else notice that the Primaris Grav Tank kit is essentially a Land Raider without treads on skids? Yeah, it's very Land Raider-esque. Slightly different size, but not massively different. I want to bung this. I'll just bang it down there. Okay, so just a little bit more on this guy, and then I think next I'll do the faces. Because I'm going to paint them similar to how GW do them. So they've got like these grey faces. Any of the new Death Guard models are exciting or disappointing to you? I really like some of the HQs. The Tallyman and the Putrefy look nice. The Walker/tank thing is meh. The little one's got really good rules though. The little sort of tank thing. Yeah, I absolutely hate Typhus. Absolutely hate Typhus. I think it's terrible. And I'm hoping I can use some Death Shroud bits to give him a better pose, because I think he's crap. I hate his pose. Peter Nicholas says, am I correct in thinking that Nurgle AOS demons can be used in 40k? Yes, they can. Almost all demons can be used in 40k, which is nice. Paint Sanctuary says, I kind of wish they would bring back the Laughing God upper bile shrouds for the Harlequin jet bikes. Always liked them. Yeah. They looked absolutely stunning. And, I actually used one of them bits to like mould the green stuff face that I put on my Harlequin Wraith Knight. Looked really cool, yeah. Agreed, Typhus is worse than the old one. Yeah. So the lawnmower drone looks fucking badass. Yeah, that's really cool. So I think Mad Cow's gone to watch Dave, but he did he did send a picture of that miniature, which he said was quite ugly, and I'm just looking at it now, and that is disgusting. Well, let's say it's terrible. I still have no idea what army it's from. Makes Blightwater a bit of a bargain box. Yeah, it really is. You get a lot in there. Yeah, this brush will do. Ooh, I'm gonna go with Stormraven Fur. So I like Stormraven Fur. Let's paint some faces. So I'm probably gonna stick with like the icy theme on the weapons as well. If I can remember how to paint them. I don't know what's going on with this guy's face. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's all sorts of crap going on. Another line of bad GW sculpts is the clan's Eshin, or whichever is the ninja rats. So Harry says, are you still making commission paintings, or don't have the time to do so? I want to get some commissions, but I have my worries for that studio Chaos Dwarfs, especially after this last update of that story. I don't want to name the studio, but the way he acted after that is ugly. Oh, really? Who are you asking about the commission paintings? Are you asking Paint Sanctuary or me? I mean, I don't do commission painting, but we've been getting a lot of people to do commission painting for us. Yeah, I haven't heard about that story either, and I really want to know now. Madcow says Blue Table Painting. Yeah, I've heard a few horror stories about them, but I haven't heard that one. So I'll have to look that up. But that doesn't come as much surprise. On Ulthuan Grey again. Oh no, I don't. Obviously, these big sort of commission painting companies obviously do some great work, but I don't know. I just quite like going to smaller guys because it's tough for them. It's a very congested market. So it's nice to give back to the community. I think probably our last 2 months of Patreon income has gone. It's been spent on commission painters. That'll help us get a lot more stuff that we can use in videos as well, and it helps them. So it's all good. Paint Sanctuary says, as a commission painter, he sees both sides, so he personally leans towards the client. And Harry says, there's a guy making a detailed review of that army, lots of parts with 6 to 7 hours. The last update gave them a hiding. Well, yeah, I'll have to look into that. Oh, we all like a bit of drama, don't we? I'm so glad Bitzbox has never been on the receiving end of anything like that. I always try and keep people happy, even if there's a problem. But it's a bit different when you're just a retailer. To pay for level 6 and get black models is just sick. Well, you know, maybe there's some sort of mix-up or something, I don't know. The thing is, that's someone who owns a business, and any business owner will probably tell you, mistakes happen, and it's not the actual making of a mistake, it's how you resolve it, which sort of ultimately sets people's opinions of you. You know, if they accidentally sent them miniatures not knowing they're meant to be a higher standard, and then they resolved that, then there'd be no issue. Or even if that was what they actually sent for some reason. But, you know, if the client says, you know, I don't like these, they should be better, or if they turn around and just say, okay, send them back and we'll do a better job on them, then, you know, I don't think there'd be an issue. Anyone else like those new Nurgle Death Guard dice? The Nurgle player at my club asked me to order 2 after he saw what they looked like. Not really. I don't like them, but apparently like squishy on the inside, so they're interesting, but it's nice to see GW like releasing sort of army specific dice and stuff, but yeah, I'm not a fan of them. I really didn't like the Ultramarines ones either. Oh, Harry says I think you sent them back 3 times. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, in a situation like that, you should only really need to send them back once, shouldn't you? I mean, I know they're a big company, they probably have loads of clients, but I mean, surely they should be emailing photos before they send them, asking if he's happy with them. I know if you've got a lot of clients, that might be a bit of a bugger, but you know, all the commission painters we work with, they send me a picture of their test miniature, say, you know, are you happy with this? And if so, we'll just go ahead with them. And then before they send them, they'll send a photo saying, you know, any changes. But I know, but I know what it's like. Our company's changed a lot since I first started. It was a lot easier to spend more time per customer when I first started, and as you get bigger, it does get harder. But I don't know, a big company like that could have someone. They could hire someone specifically just to email customers and do photos and everything like that. I used to think they should do. Hello Stronghold TV says we'll probably use the dice for wound tracking. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, so another thing, almost every game I play is what we film on the channel, so I couldn't use them sort of dice on the channel. They'd be a bit confusing for people, I think. But they're okay, they're interesting, but I can't say I'm a lover of them. Yeah, so Paint Sanctuary's got a spot on documenting progress and spending time working with a client is necessary for customer satisfaction. And by the way, Mad Cow's still here. Yeah, I thought he had left me for Dave. Does seem the most sense to do a test model and take a few pics to get feedback. Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to start painting a whole army and then someone says, no, I don't like it. I mean, one of the guys who's doing work for us, he did a test figure, and there was a couple of little things that I did want to change on it. So, you know, that was good. He hasn't painted the whole lot, and then had to redo some. So again, I've got like little bits of ruins on the base that I'm painting in Inky by Darkness. And I'll do mud and snow and stuff. Oh, look, it's sort of focusing in. So yeah, that's where we're sort of at with these guys so far. I'm going to wash and highlight the face. Get another layer. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me, that Coke's giving me gas now. I'll do another layer on the weapon as well. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Harry said you should search for Chaos Dwarfs review or something like that. Some other company did repairs for free after that. That's really cool of them. And of course that other company could get some future business from them, so whilst they've done that for free, it could actually be beneficial to them in the long run. I mean, that's another thing that I find sometimes, you know, people like have the odd missing bit. It happens. We sell hundreds of bits a week, if not thousands, and people have the odd missing bit. And you know, if someone on the other side of the world has like a missing shoulder pad or something, I'll still send it to them, because yeah, I lose out on the money, but people's customers, you know, I value that a lot higher than the cost of just posting out a shoulder pad. So they have to think in the long run, like, you really got to value every customer, because you get a lot of businesses repeat business. Just for most businesses, that is usually the case. I mean, especially for commission painters and that. You know, word of mouth, and that is very important for them. Harry says, P.S. I would never leave you for Dave. I wouldn't blame you if you did, though, because I love the Shrine of Chaos. But I know Dave's not everyone's taste, but I think he's great. Peter Nicholas says my own iffy paintwork is better than that hassle. And it's cheaper as well. Thing that always gets me about the Blue Table painting system is their artist's choice deal. I send you an army and you pay an exorbitant prices, and you send me an old chitty paint job you want. No thanks. Yeah, I'm not massively up on what they do, but I will look into this just for fun. But they still get a lot of customers, so. And I'm sure they do, you know, 99% of their work is obviously satisfied customers. But it only takes one bad review, doesn't it? Sometimes. If you can get a solid base coat, a formal highlight, and a complement or contrasting colour on your figs, then great job. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. I know Chris at Mini Wargaming has said this before, and it is absolutely spot on. If you just get a nice solid base coat, then you are halfway there, and that just makes a massive difference. And people always mock, well, I don't say they mock, but they always say about the 2 thin coats for Duncan, but that is absolutely spot on. Like, if you just get a nice smooth base coat, then it's hard to have a bad miniature after that. Harry says, Coke with ice someone? Vanilla Coke today. Yeah, I've just had a Coke, but no ice. And Pete Nicholas says, paintwork is definitely getting better, but I started so bad. Well, we all do. We all do. I don't have it here. I've got it somewhere, but I've got one of my first painted miniatures. If you go on our Instagram account, you can find it somewhere. One of the first things I painted, it's like an old lizard mensaurus. It looks awful. But then I was only about 10. J. Thomas says, "Boo, Harry, cherry Coke is that good." And Peter says he's only like diet. Coke with lemon. That's what I like, but you don't really get that around here very often. Not a fan of vanilla or cherry. And cherry's alright, but I gotta be in the mood for it. But just regular Coke, lovely. And to be honest, I'm probably only allowed diet. I dread to think how much sugar's in my system usually. I still think Blue Table Painting does some incredible work. Yeah, absolutely. It's just a shame that the actual artists are pretty much ignored while Sean takes all the credit. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that other painter studios, they do focus a bit more on the painters. I don't know. You ever watched like I don't know if you ever watched I've been watching some like West Coast Customs. That's on Netflix. Like the guy who owns it, he doesn't do any work. Like I'm sure he does loads of stuff behind the scenes, but on the actual cars, it's all about doing like doing custom cars and stuff. But he doesn't actually do any work on. He doesn't actually do any work on the cars. Yeah, obviously he's the one who gets like all the credit and that. And it's the same like when they used to have like these programs, like the ones where they used to make guns and stuff. Like the guy who actually owns the company is always the one in front of the camera, but he didn't do fuck all. That's how I'd love to run Bitzbox. I can just sit in my office, do nothing, answer a few emails, and everyone else can work for me. Great. But yeah, I guess some people are like that. Obviously, they put in a lot of hard work to build the business up to actually get in a situation where they have people working for them. So, you know, that is fantastic. But I don't know, I'd still be quite hands-on if it was me. Peter Nicholas says, "Stop saying Shrine of Chaos, I may be tempted to go look." Yeah, that's not always massively about chaos. And my first figures 20 odd years ago, craft paintbrushes and coats of paint thick enough to deflect bullets. After a few years, my tabletop standard was miles better. I should hope so. I was afraid to paint at first and watched so many tutorials and such that I started painting Skaven slaves with 5 to 6 highlight layers, still banging my head for that 50 level 100 Skaven. Yeah, I mean that's good. I'm like that with like when I get like really expensive brushes and stuff. I'm just like, oh, I don't want to use them. J. Thomas says, "I'll chop sprues for you. You can totally take the credit." Yeah, I need minions to do that. I mean, if I did, that'd be great. Because I don't want to have like massive calluses like that. You can't really see it on camera, but there's like that yellow spot on my little finger. That's just a massive callus from chopping too much stuff off sprues. And that's not the only one I've got. Stronghold TV says, "My first painted minis were single pose orcs during the red era. Have to admit, I still love painting stuff red." Yeah, red's a good colour. I find it one of the easier ones to paint. Sort of red and blue. Now my tabletop standard includes shading, highlights, 2 to 4 colours, sometimes washes and weathering, etc. Nice. So yeah, just bear with me. I really must answer. I've got loads of messages on my phone, so I'm not being rude, but I better actually answer at least one of them. Sweet. So someone, I don't know if you can hear that, but someone's got their music very loud outside. Luckily it's just a car. So I'm now going to do a second coat on these weapons. I must wash the faces after this as well. How are we doing for time? Only about an hour in, that's cool. Is for more cabbage worth it? I need something else to add to the Iron Jaws part of my destruction army. What on earth is a more cabbage? Off the top of my head, I have no idea what. Oh, I'm a bit like that as well, having that artist habit of it's not done. Like these guys here, they're pretty decent tabletop standard, but to me they don't feel finished at all. But they'll do. I've got to highlight that black, mind you. But I just really need to start churning out some stuff. Oh yeah, the Maw Crusher, obviously. The special character guy on it is really good. He just has an insane number of attacks. And I'm sure, like, he hits on 2s with his weapons as well. So, definitely worth getting. Harry says, so I guess what's left to do as a European community is to make a Valhalla thing in the EU. Do you know, I've been saying for ages I would love to do some sort of event, sort of locally, like that sort of thing, like maybe like a tournament or a little wargaming convention thing. That would be really nice. Go away. I'd love to do something like that. We've got a really good local community of gamers as well, so it'd be so easy to get people on board to organise it, but it's just time and money, isn't it? And time is one thing that I certainly don't have. Yeah, go with Gorak, definitely. Oh, they don't even run Valhalla anymore, it's just Wargamer Girl. Cool. I mean, that always looked like a really good event, even when they were running it. Can us from UK still attend the EU Valhalla? Yeah. Only for a couple of years, though. Oh, I need to wash these faces before I do anything else. I want to wash these faces. Warvision Gaming says, whoop whoop, hi all. Hello. Thanks for joining us. We've been talking about some of the best and worst miniatures that GW do, in our opinion. As I am painting these Yetis, which are absolutely hideous miniatures. The Paint Sanctuary says Blue Table Painting has caused creation of their biggest competition over the years. They have and can put out great work, but they've also pushed some of their painters away over the years. Yeah, sort of happened with GW though, hasn't it? Like some of their biggest competitors were started by like ex-staffers, so that's probably quite common, isn't it? Okay, the faces are washed. Let's get another coat on these bases. Oh really? I didn't realise ChillCon just started off as a joke. That's really cool. So yeah, I'm just going to joke about BitsCon. That's what we'll call it. Does that already exist? Probably. There can't be many cons. Well, don't exist now. Peter says how many Yetis? Just a 3. That's all you get in Path to Glory. It's 3 Yetis or 5 Frost Sabers. I'm glad it's only 3. I don't want to do more than these. They're hideous. These are just come in the big box. I've essentially just bought the big box, and hopefully that'll be all I need for the campaign, unless I get Yetis again, but I probably won't be rolling on that table in a hurry. I already know what I want to add to it next for Game 3. Does BitsCon exist? Soon will. Do GW still sell them resin Standguard? They might actually, because they did continue to sell them long after the plastic ones came out, so they might still have them. I do have a picture sent in from Peter Nicholas. It just says Peter Nick on your emails. That's really nice. We'll get that up on the screen. Uno memento. What are you going to add for game 3? Ah, the secret you have to watch. We haven't even played game 2 yet, so... It'll probably be a couple of weeks before game 2. 2's are really crappy, aren't they just? There it is. If the winner gets a big Bitzbox, I'll come with magnetic dice just to roll 6s. Why isn't this saving the miniature picture? Come on. Stupid thing. Right, thank you. Aha, right, yes. Sorry, that was me being stupid. Right. So this will come up sideways, but I'll get it rotated and stuff. So let's resize them and... rotate. Hey. So yeah, it's what Peter Nick's been working on, the Lord of Contagion. It's a beautiful model. Oh, come on, phone. So... So yeah, sorry. Trying to sort out shit here. Yeah, really, really nice. Your Nergalam has come along really nice, actually. You also have quite a lot done by now. He's looking really sweet. I really like the green that you use on him. It's really nice, and like the pink on the Nergalam is really cool. But yeah, come along really nicely. So just keep improving. I really like the horns, actually. Done a good job on the horns. Horns are something I always struggle with. So yeah, that's looking nice. And Wargame Revision said he had 20 of those resin Standguard and made conversions for all the combi melters. Sweet. Yeah, they were so popular back in the day. The old combi melters. So, just got waiting for this face to dry. Weapons need to dry, so everything's drying. I'll paint the wood on the handles of the weapons while we wait for all that. Dryad bark, I think. If I can find it. And I think it's going to be behind me. Or not. Actually, there it is. Haha. Yeah, the wrap on the axe hill, I agree. Really well done. So yeah, that's looking really nice. Of course, anyone else can send in images. The email address at the bottom of the screen. So, what is up with this? So many of my GW paints are starting to dry up on me now. Yeah, I really need to thin that. Peter Higgins says I could have been painting while watching this, but I can't be asked, if I'm honest. Yeah, I mean, I've been in a really sort of lulled paint lull lately. Just, I don't know, haven't felt motivated. I think once I get more Tarian, I'll really get back into it, but it's one of the things you've got to be in the mood for. These shows sort of help me as well. And I really like chatting with all you guys. I absolutely I love doing that while I'm painting. It makes it so much more enjoyable. So, thanks everyone who watches the show, because it is brilliant. We have fun, right? Paint Sanctuary says he's liking how the Yeti file on the back looks layered with the highlights you have on it. Thanks. It's sort of yeah, just simple dry brushing and that. I still think it should be a bit thicker on this guy, but it's looking okay on them. It's meant to look dirty, I think. I mean, that's sort of what we're sort of going with it. But thank you. Peter Nicholas says his paint station is in front of the PC, so I'm doing a bit as I watch. Yeah, mine's the same. I don't know what's going on with this bit here. I don't know if that has to be white as well. I don't have reference images for these, and I don't dare load them up on the PC in case it plays up the stream. I think it's more Firefox than it is my connection. Watching on my iPad, doing my best couch potato impression. Yeah, I do apologise. I'm always going out of shot with these, and I can't really have the camera sort of facing over this way because you get a lot of, well, I'll show you. You get a lot of like black there. But we go back there. The wolves have been around for a decade, and while I could use the fantastic Fenrisian wolves instead, the Grot Riders aren't great either. Oh yes, yeah, them wolves are absolutely terrible, aren't they? Because they're like really small. And they come in about 4 bits. Or 3 bits even, I think, actually. Yeah. It's a shame, because I think this old stuff will just get phased out. And they won't get replaced. But other stuff, completely different, will probably come out. So we might get Grots riding something, but it might not be wolves in the future, or spiders. So. I wonder if they might be a bit too generic fantasy to be simply redone for AOS. Yeah, exactly. That is it. I think they're just really doing away with anything that's generic. They really want to really get their own sort of solid fantasy IP now, I think. Rather than just copying Tolkien. And that's understandable. Emerald Phantom says, haha, this live stream has given me motivation to finish painting my character on Overlord Skywardens. Nice. I say it with enthusiasm because I'm, as far as the character on Overlords are concerned, I have just been so terrible at getting anything done for them that I really do want to finish with ships at least for them. Because I quite like them. I quite like the character on Overlords. I'd like to have a nice army. Eventually, I've sort of got half an army at the moment. Paint Sanctuary is procrastinating at the moment. Have 150 plus Marines. Oh, excuse me, a Meneth army and quite a few other things to sort and toss on eBay. Lack of storage space is horrible. Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking for better ways to store everything myself, really, because it is tricky. It's very easy to build up a large collection. Even if it does cost a lot of money, it's still builds up quite quickly. And Peter says, thanks for your comments. It helps. Yeah, keep it up. You're certainly coming along really well. You know, Nurgle's a great army to practice your painting on because you can get away with them looking messy. So, not saying that yours are messy because they actually look quite nice. Pete Nicholas says the Sky ones are awesome. We've got too much already. Peter Higgins says, will we ever see GW redo the various Imperial Guard army troops? Steel, Legion, Mordians, etc. We can only wish, can't we? I would love to see plastic Deathcore, Steel Legion, Mordiums. They'll never do Praetorians, unfortunately, but yeah, as much as I love them, it'd be fantastic. Sort of Greatcoat Guard have been rumoured for years. They are basically like plastic Sisters of Battle, just the same sort of thing. I'd love to see them. I would absolutely love to see them. That Wargamer says, greetings all. Hello and thanks for joining us. At least your paint will remain moist whilst you paint the grots. Off topic, but what cameras are you using to stream with? Okay, I have a built-in webcam thing here. I've got one of these Lenovo machines. Oh look, I've messed the lighting up doing that. And then I've got a Logitech something or other. It's a 1080p HD little webcam thing. Oh no, I was only going to pick up to show you, but it doesn't actually say on the camera what it is. I don't know if I got the box. But it's a Logitech camera. It cost me about £70. It's not that expensive, but as far as webcams go, it's on the higher sort of end for like personal ones. It's quite nice, I think. I basically went to Maplin and just bought the most expensive one they had, and that was that. That's 70 quid, so not going to complain at that. Obviously, when we did the first live stream, I only had like this camera here. Yeah, the image quality is really good. I'm really impressed with it. We used a different camera to actually film the videos, but I think this has got equally a good picture on it than what we usually use. So I can non-oil on the bases as well. Logitech C920 HD Pro, that sounds right. Yeah, that sounds like that is it. I've got a mate who's really good at memorising all these like codes for like every product. I can never remember them. So yeah, just waiting for these to dry. I'm not ignoring people. Okay, so I'm hoping these weapons are now gonna be dry because I can give them a nice blue glaze. They feel dry. So I want Gilliman blue. Warvision Gaming says, do you listen to music? Almost all the time, just not during these streams. Oh, so this one's a bit wet on that side. That started mixing in. Yeah, I listen to all sorts. I have a very eclectic taste. But I prefer more alternative and classic rock, that sort of stuff. If you have an airbrush, there's a trick for speeding up drying times you can use. I do have an airbrush. It's behind me. I won't use it on the streams, but... I assume it's just blowing air on the miniatures, or there might be another way. It seems like only the one bit on that weapon is wet, and the rest of them all seem dry. Very strange. I really don't know what's going on here. I think that might still be part of the axe head, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, empty airbrush and just blow air. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna have to all through and grey a little bit that I missed. Well, through and grey's gone really thick. Ever hear of Portishead? Yes, I have. Not a massive fan of them, but they're alright. So there we go. I've just got to keep an eye on this so it doesn't settle too much in certain areas. It does sort of pool up a little bit, as you can. Now you can't see because my hand's in the way, but as you can see on this axe head. So we'll just get rid of some of that. It's all pooling up here as well, so. Just take that away. So I'm basically painting these similar to how Duncan did his Ice Blade tutorial. Yeah, it looks quite cool. Quick and easy, that's what I like about a lot of his tutorials. So yeah, it's a lot of just waiting for stuff to dry now, but we can start painting their toenails and stuff. I like your version of Morrissey, you like to listen to him when you feel broody. I do love Morrissey. He did that. Morrissey did actually. Oh god, I'm losing my voice. He did play a gig in my hometown a couple of years ago, and I was really glad I never got to go. But I missed the initial set. I missed the initial ticket sales, and then they're all being like resold for like £100, and he is notorious for cancelling a lot of gigs because of his throat. Yeah, I'll use Xandri Dust. I was thinking either that or Rakar Flesh, but I'll use Xandri Dust. Madcow says his birthday is on the 19th next week. Feels bad to turn 37. Well, happy birthday for then. Still young. Not 40 yet. The Vines and a mix of Metallica and Iron Butterfly are my GW mix. Iron Butterfly did Garda de Vida, didn't they? I have listened to like the full version of that a few times. Yeah, the Vines are really cool. And obviously Metallica are awesome. So yeah, just painting toenails at the moment, and I'll do fingernails after as well. Can't really get to the toenails of this guy. J. Tom says he missed type O. That type O negative. Wish they were still making music. I never really got into them. Warm Hordes gets a mix of Queen and Led Zeppelin. Infinity is a mix of 70s classic rock and techno. Wow, you have like own playlists for certain games. That's quite cool. So I just listen to everything. I have a Spotify playlist which is just called Everything, and it's just everything. But I do have other playlists where I sort of break it down by genre. I like reggae and ska and punk rock, classic rock, things like that. Even got a playlist for like sort of really old music. You know, like the sort of stuff out of Fallout and Bioshock and that. That makes good background music sometimes. Helps focus to the genre. Cool. Is there a certain way of choosing which music goes to which game, or is it just a random thing? So there's like little horn things on the face. I'll paint them this way as well. Believe it or not, the non-oil is still wet on the face. There's some skulls as well. I think I'll base coat with skulls while I'm doing this. Age of Sigmar needs some Amon Amarth and Ailstorm in that playlist. Can never figure out a good mix for Malfoy. You want something like the Dresden Dolls? That'd probably be quite good for Malfoy. I'm trying to think more of the sort of maybe piano based stuff. Or you could just have like something sort of really dark stuff for Malfoy. Oh, I actually hadn't painted the claws on this guy. him done. I don't know if you can see the really horrible wrist joints on these guys. Their wrists are smaller than the point of the arm which they attach to. It's terrible. So I don't really know what these things are there, but I'm just going to paint them bone. How about tend your cavalry for Malifaux? Is that pronounced? I don't know. When it comes to Malifaux, I could never really paint a batch of one faction at a time. For some reason, I have to like the sculpt, or I can't get motivated to paint it. So I really like Malifaux stuff. I like a lot of it. It's a game I really want to get back into at some point. I love a lot of the miniatures. There's quite a lot of these random little bone things hanging off women's skulls and stuff. Okay, so just the skulls on the bases now. So I added a few of the skulls. Well, each one's got this odd skull on the base from the skulls set, which is such an amazing set. Oh, this one hasn't got a skull, but this guy has. He's got like an orky one or something. I won a copy of Freebooter's Fate a few years ago, but I haven't got any figures for it. I love the pirate theme. Yeah, I really hope we get these sort of sea-style elves that have been rumoured for Age of Sigmar, because that'd be really cool. Sun O is a great band for soundtracking your games. Never heard of them, but check them out. Can't really soundtrack our games because we've recorded them all, but it would be nice to game with some background music once in a while. Right. So I think next thing is just paint the gold on the base, and then that'll be all the base coating done then. So it'll just be a lot of just washes and highlights and stuff. So that's the only bad thing about doing these live is you get to see all the interesting stuff when I'm waiting for shades to dry. At least on the painting tutorials, I can cut all that out. And if I remember, I can actually show you guys. Oh. I can show you guys one of the miniatures I'm going to paint on one of my next paint tutorials, which is going to be this guy's Inquisitor I've made for Blandjitsu. It doesn't focus very well, but I'm going to be painting him start to finish on a video, I think. It'll be quite fun. I'll try something different with his armour. So yeah, that could be quite cool. Little sneak peek there. The huge skull from a Citadel Skulls kit is a clawed fiend. White Dwarf has, in the latest 2 White Dwarfs, said it's a mystery and it could be anything. Are they trying to build up to something? Yeah, it could be something that's not released yet. Now I need to find a link, but there's a huge royalty-free music website I used to use with a huge mix of genres. Yeah, we're using Compotech for music. We have very generic intro music on our videos, and I do want to replace the intro. Something I really need to get done soon, really. And Madcow says you get a Clawed Fiend skull with a Venom kit. It's an exact copy of that skull. Ah, cool. So yeah, just painting some gold on these bases. I'm using the black gold from Scale 75. I like to use Sun O during my D&D games. Drone metal as best. So I like the brackets part of their name. Paint Sanctuary says he'll find the link and PM it to us in the next couple of days if you can find it again. Yeah, that'd be really sweet. Need to get some cool intro music for a new intro. Something a lot less generic, that is for sure. I used to play the Tad's Army theme when playing Imperial Guard. Drove my parent nuts. Yeah, that'd drive me nuts. Right, I'm gonna agrax these skulls and stuff. Peter Nicholas says, just looked up those figures, they moved on. Great. What do you mean, these ones? I have no idea. Although I know Peter Nicholas is famous for being behind in the chat. So yeah, just Agrax and all the claws and stuff. And the wood on the weapons I'll probably know on oil, make them a bit darker so they'll stand out a bit more. Judging by the size difference, could be the skull. The skull could be an adult Clawed Fiend, and the ones that Dark Elder use be juveniles. The Clawed Fiend model itself is pretty small. The skull's one would be Contemptor size. Oh really? Maybe it could be something similar, maybe what's bigger and GW are yet to release. Who knows? If they sort of deliberately pointed out it's a mystery, then maybe it's something that they plan on releasing. Could be similar to a Clawed Fiend, or a new miniature for it, maybe. Who knows? Peter Nicholas says, I have this week started to repair those old plastic Death Guard I mentioned last time. Just need a plasma gun. Cool. Peter Nicholas says he does mean needs and he's only 1 week late. Yeah, you're not that far behind, that's good. Been watching a bunch of horror movies this week and getting in the Halloween spirit. Sweet, which ones have you been watching? I love horror movies. Absolutely love them. Well, they're not always safe to watch with my missus. And the only time I jump is like she'll jump, and that'll make me jump. Because you can sort of tell when the jumpy bits are coming on a movie, because it goes quiet. Yeah, we watched It Follows not that long ago. That's pretty cool. I like how the ending sort of left you guessing a little bit. I do want to see the new Annabelle and the new It film. Everyone keeps saying how good it is. But can't watch it with the missus because she has a bad fear of clowns. So I've been watching American Horror Story on my own as well. And I don't know. I'm hoping this season will get good. Peter Higgins says, I don't want to get any ideas. Oh, good list. J. Thomas says Hellraiser, Night of the Living Dead, Hills Have Eyes, and House of a Thousand Corpses later this week. Or so far this week. Well, now you've watched House of a Thousand Corpses, you've got to watch Devil's Rejects next. I'm not so fond of House of a Thousand Corpses, but I absolutely love Devil's Rejects. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, Hellraiser. I keep meaning to watch Hellraiser again. It's on my to-do list. Salem's Lot was disappointing. I don't think I watched that one. So I'm adding Corilla Greenshade to these weapons. you know, sort of a greeny blue sort of frost look. Phoenix says, didn't catch 1,000 Corpses, do you recommend? It's worth a watch. Well, I would say if you haven't watched Devil's Rejects, then watch that, but it's sort of a sequel to House of 1,000 Corpses, sort of. Yeah, Devil's Rejects, amazing. Huge White Zombie fan, therefore I like Rob Zombie, so yes, House of 1,000 Corpses and also Devil's Rejects. Yeah, I know, excuse me, what's I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to mention the Halloween remakes. I know some people don't like them, but I quite like them. Mad Cow says he saw It last week, it was pretty meh, but then again, scary movies don't affect me at all. My friend says because I'm not normal in the head. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. I don't really get scared by them. Just guess you get sort of desensitized after a while, I suppose. And I like all the gore and stuff. I just don't like ridiculous jump scares. I just think like they have their place in horror, but some horror movies will just put them in and just ugh. And it wouldn't actually be something scary what makes you jump. And it's like, well, that's not really sort of good horror. Madcow says, it's funny how they never touched on the fact that the girl has sex with all the boys in the book. Never touched upon it in either movie or that 6 hours series. Oh, I've never read the book, actually. But then look how much is sort of left out of The Shining. Yeah, I'll give Salem's Lot a miss then. So another layer of gold on the base. I'm looking around for my brushes, I just put them back in the thingy. Peter Higgins says it depends on the movie. It's only jump scares that get me every time. I could be watching an old episode of Mr. Bean and a door slam will make me jump. Yeah, I mean, they have their place, but just adding jump scares into a mildly tame movie, I don't think makes it a horror. They can get overused a bit. I think Rob Zombie could be an amazing director if he would cast anybody other than Sherry Moon. Yeah. She's a bit annoying, I suppose. White Noise was a jump fest for me, but the film was pants. I think I've seen it, but I can't really remember much. Yeah, she's hot on his wife, but that don't excuse the fact that she can't carry an entire movie. Yeah, she's got a nice bum, but that's about it. And if you look at like Devil's Rejects, like every other main character who wasn't her is great. I'm running low on water. We're running low on time. We've only got a quarter of an hour left, and the last 45 minutes has gone really quick. It's a shame I've spent a lot of time waiting for washes to dry. The faces look dry now, so I can start to highlight them at least. So we're going to get some Skaven Blight Dinge of that lighter. Not really. I'll go lighter than that then. Dawnstone. Bill Moser was incredible, yeah. Absolutely. So I'm just adding some Dawnstone edge highlighting to the face. Faces are just terrible. Going to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre tonight. Good choice. Another film that I wouldn't mind rewatching. You know, I'm a big fan of slasher movies. I mean, they're more sort of a casual side of horror, I find. If such a thing exists, but I like them. Need some scary anime to add into the mix. Never watched a scary anime, actually. Actually, I haven't really watched a lot of anime, not loads. Yeah, I love horror movies too. They're done right as well. They're done well. Horror anime is never scary. I'm not surprised, really. It's hard to sort of, if it's an anime, I think you're never going to be left feeling scared after watching a sort of cartoon, really, I suppose. I always find, like, in horror, the more sort of less sort of paranormal ones, I suppose, are sort of scarier. Things are more realistic, like what could happen, like, you know, probably like why I like slasher films, because they seem more sort of like, well, I'll say sort of likely to happen, but you know, something like Annabelle, where it's like a demon or something, you know, that's, you know, you're not really going to be scared of a demon because you know they don't exist. Whereas, like, a mad serial killer on the loose could happen. And that anime with the schoolgirls who kill and torture each other was messed up, especially the part where that one girl's nails were ripped out by that nail ripping tool. Ow. Anime can't be scary, but it can be fucked up, which is why they usually go that route. Yeah, that is very true. Should look into Junji Ito. Yeah, I actually have. I actually have like I have sort of horror art page on Instagram. If you go on our Bitzbox page, there is a link to it somewhere on one of the posts. I'm sure there's a Judgy Ito on there. I'm sure it's him. Okay, how are we doing with time? I think we can highlight the claws and skulls and stuff. Search for Higurashi Shogun Nails on YouTube, second video. Sounds like a hoot. But I not quite like messed up shit, so you know I'll be looking for that later. So again, as far as things like claws and stuff are concerned, I'm really naff at painting them, but just highlight them with some Ushabti bone. Always watch for Japanese voices in anime. Their voice actors are leagues ahead of US voice actors. Never really noticed actually. I must pay close attention. I'm certainly someone who loves subtitles and not anything dubbed. I can't stand things that are dubbed. Yeah, never really paid close attention. Anime, you always know something cool is about to happen when a bad guy says nanny. The problem I have is I'm always either cutting stuff off sprues or painting when I watch stuff lately. So anything with subtitles, I'm just going to miss a lot of it. There's a movie I'd recommend to anyone. It's a redub of The Night of the Living Dead. The title is super long and silly, but it's fucking hilarious. Doesn't involve two brothers. Oh yeah, I should imagine they do take it quite seriously. Must be massive business over there. So about 5 minutes to go. I'm certainly going to finish painting these bone areas. I was kind of hoping I'd get these done in this show, but they're not far away. You'll see them in our next Path to Glory game. We're sort of leaving ourselves a couple of weeks in between games just to make sure we get all our miniatures done. But I really want these done before Mortarian's out, so I can crack on with him. You mean night of the day of the dawn of the sun, of the pride of return of the terror? Brilliant. You see all the films they've taken the name from. That sounds amazing. I'll check that out. An hour and 30 minutes, holy crap. Wow, they didn't just decide to do part of it then. They redubbed the entire thing. Holy crap. Find it funny how you can find full movies on YouTube and they don't get taken down by YouTube's algorithm, yet if you mention Nintendo or play 3 seconds of some song, you get flagged instantly. I know, it's ridiculous. It's crazy, isn't it? It's like I can't have background music in these live shows because that'd be it. That'd just be taken off. Well, a local artist who I quite like did a stream on Facebook where he's painting this nice mural on his wall. And he thought he'd put the radio on in the background. Yeah, not long after doing that, that was the end of his stream, so he had to just do it in silence. It's just crazy. I think the music licensing laws, yeah, it's just copyright. It's just music licensing laws are just ridiculous. Especially in this day and age. Pete Nicholas says, when is the next Path to Glory? Probably a couple of weeks. Madcow got flagged for playing Dawn of War 2 music during Games Day when he was there and filmed. Jesus, that's just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just ridiculous. The music was literally blasting through speakers at the event. Yes, what can you do about it? Like... So this is where we are at. I don't know if it'll focus, but... Oh, excuse me. I need to do a white dry brush on the blades. And paint the teeth and the eyes. And highlight the weapon handles. And obviously do the bases, but apart from that, we're pretty much there. They're looking okay. I'd prefer them to be a bit whiter, but I think this sort of dirty look sort of works. I can always go over with a heavier dry brush if I really want to, but I'm quite happy with them. So yeah, that is that for another week. So that's been really cool, and the chat's been really active, and it's been great fun. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. As J. Thomas says, it's that time, so he's going to say goodbye, and thanks again. So thank you for joining us, J. Thomas, and everyone else. It's good to see regulars on the chat every week. Great fun doing these shows, and next week I should be painting Mortarion, so that is going to be awesome. I plan on airbrushing his wings, so I'll try and get them done before, and we'll be painting the main body part of him. He should if I get him at the weekend, which I should, then he'll almost be certainly built. So yeah, look forward to that. So again, thanks everyone for joining me. I'll see you again next week, 8 o'clock UK time, Thursday night. Take care.